So this is going over the parts of the pump. At the top you have a wooden handle. It's nice and comfortable. There is a tube here, which is the piston tube. Here you have the pressure gauge, and there's a bezel at the top which you could turn to help you easily locate the pressure that you want when you're pumping out the tire. The barrel is made out of aluminum. There is a clever head. To lock the clever head, you just flip it open like this. There's a micro bleed adjust valve. Close the head like this. And the head will work on pressed or Schrader without changing anything. So it's a clever head, and it's really easy to use with any type of valve. Rubber hose that goes to the base of the pump. The base of the pump is made out of aluminum. It has rubber ends, so when you're standing on it, you don't slide easily off the base. And that is an overview of all the parts on the floor pump. This is what a Schrader valve looks like. And before you pump up, it's always a good idea to release a little air from the valve. You just press the little stem on the inside and you hear it swishing out some air. To install the clever head on a valve, on a Schrader valve, very easy to do. You simply go like this and open it up, and it's installed. And also, in case you happen to put in a little too much pressure, there is a little valve here that will bleed out a bit of air nice and slow, so a micro bleeder. And to remove it, just close the lever and pop it off. Very simple. This is what a Presta valve looks like. And at the very end of the valve is a little nut that you have to unscrew a few times, not all the way. Also, make sure you release out a little air, and that will clear out any dust or debris inside the valve. To install the clever head onto the Presta valve, it's very simple. Just press it on like this, open up the lever, and that's it. Once you finish pumping up the tire, and if you happen to put a little more pressure into the tire than you want it to, there is a micro adjust valve here that you could press, and that will slowly release a little bit of air until you get the pressure you want. To remove the clever head off the valve, just close it and then pop it off. And for Presta valves, you have to remember to tighten up the little nut at the end. Also, some valves come with a little plastic cap, and you just screw the cap on. This is a short demo on how to pump up a tire. The first thing you want to do is look on the sidewall of your tire and find out what the maximum pressure is for the tire, and you don't want to pump up the tire any higher than that. This tire here goes from 40 to 65 psi. So the maximum pressure they recommend is 65 psi, and we're going to actually pump it up that hard. You want to grab the clever head and install it on the valve, and then you want to turn the bevel on the top of the head to where you want to pump it up to, and that's right about here. And then you simply pump until you get to the desired pressure. Now we actually went a little higher than we wanted to, so we could press this micro bleed valve here to get it down to 65 psi, and there we are. We're down to 65 psi now. And then simply remove the clever head from the valve like that. And you do want to be careful, especially with Presto valves, not to be very gentle when you remove this. Sometimes they could tear off, and that's not a good thing. Also on some of the Schrader valves, which we have on this tire here, there might be a little black cap that you could put on, a little dust cap, but we don't have one. And that's our demo on how to pump up a tire.